Hello everybody. Can you hear me? Yes. Right, okay, good. So thank you for water ceremony. Wow. Now the stage is blessed with sacred water. Yeah. So I'm going to talk today about holistic communities. And we can say that it's been my passion for many, many years to find a solution, because we are looking for solutions. And before I go into that, I like to share a little bit where do I come from and what have I experienced in life, so you know me a little better. I was born in Sweden. That's where it all started, And when I was younger, I started with judo. I became Swedish Judo Champion. So I was kind of throwing people. Yeah. And one day, it was like I was waking up and it was like, do I want to go on with this? Because I was nominated to the Olympics, and it was a lot about going around the world, meeting other champions. And it was quite hard. It was really hard. So one day I decided, okay, I'm going to be a massage therapist because I love doing massage. So I went to school and learned massage. And then after just a few years, I started my own school and taught people how to care for each other. So I started with weekend gatherings, and people could come and learn massage over a weekend to give to their friends, their family. And after a while, I had like 5 years, I had my own clinic with a lot of people and different kind of therapists. And then I went all the way the road, you can say, of learning breath work, learning mental training, relaxation, all what you need to know about yourself. It was like a self-discovery. And during these years, I could discover that, wow, the society, it was a revelation for me, because I wanted to be a hero in the society, you know? So, wow, maybe I can find a solution for cancer, maybe I can find a solution for energy resources. And if I find that, my government is going to be so happy, and they're going to make me a hero. Oh, it was such a revelation when I understood that maybe they kill me if I come with that solution, right? Well, anyway, my whole vision for this society fell apart. And then I was thinking, wow, this is not good. So what happened was, well, I continued with my school, and I had about 13,000 students through the years, educating in massage, reflexology, and shamanic work. So me, myself, has walked a lot about the shamanic path. And in the shamanic path, we talk a lot about relationship to nature. And what can we learn from nature? So nature spirits, tree spirits, stone spirits. And people wonder when you talk to stones or listening to stones. But there is so much wisdom to get from nature. And when we listen to nature, it communicates with us. And it has a lot to say if we listen, right? So I was thinking, what can we do in this world? It must be an option for us to live in a better place, And then I realized the first place is within. So how can I find peace within? Through breath work, through inner reflections, meditation, good relations. So that was the first station. I was thinking, if we're going to live on the planet, everything that we want to create has to come from inside, right? And I was looking out over this society that when I observe society today, I can see there is a lot of stress in people. There is a lot of dis-ease, huh? We are out of ease with ourselves. And when we look around, we see people, they go to work and they don't even like their work, right? But why are they then going to work that they don't like? And then I see we need something that's called money. So it's like we light workers, we are, even most of our light workers, we are trapped in that we need to pay our bills every day. We need to pay for the rent, we need to pay for the food. So it's not so easy to get out of the, what can we say, the rat race, huh? In a way. The best way is, of course, to find peace within and look at that and realize, wow, if everything out there is just an illusion, anyhow, what can I choose? How can I choose to relate to myself in a way that brings peace? So, my journey has been a lot about finding that peace, and I can assure you it hasn't been easy, and many days I lose it, right? I believe in the illusion. Most of the time I can come back to that peace. And then when I'm sitting there, I'm start dreaming, how can a society look like? And if we want to build something that is called holistic communities, huh? In what way can we build it? So I started on a journey to really investigate, and this is what I've been doing for many years now. There is no community on earth that I have found yet that express the higher state of how we can live together. But for sure, in each one of us now, there is something growing. There is something growing, there is like a longing, huh? And that longing is that I want to live a good life. I want to be happy here. I want to feel cared for. I want to be safe, right? And if I were to ask you, what does the word community means? I'm from Sweden, so I'm not so good at English, but I do my best, right? So, what does it mean, community? Coming together in unity. Community, right? Coming together in unity. And that's the basic for any community. There needs to be a unity. So what can we unite around, right? And holistic, what can we say holistic means? Right. It's like holistic means everything is related. And if we look at that, we can see that if we pay attention, we can create a holistic relation that supports something amazing to come forth. So holistic community means amazing awareness coming together to create unity, right? So when I envisioned these holistic communities, and many years ago I started to investigate, how does it look? Because many people say, let's buy land, let's move in, let's build something, let's grow food, right? Which is good, it's a good start. And yet we are constantly in effect of this old society. So people buy land, now they need to ask for building permission, right? Can we get planning for this? And it's going to take years, and then the society is going to tell us what we can build, right? So when we grow food, I also realized that when we grow food, it's a challenge because society again wants to tell us what to do. So I was thinking, how can we live on this planet and create our own jurisdiction, right? And one of the first things I see is that we all need, of course, we all need love. That's the basic. But what I was talking about is, well, in the beginning here, I was mentioning money, huh? And today, normally when we work, if we don't say, okay, I stay in the private and I use common law, which I will mention soon, I can stay out of paying taxes, for example. But most of us living in this society, working in this society, we earn money, and then a portion of that money goes to the government, huh? Or the country. And then this money are used to do all the bad things in the world. To support war, to support greed, to support the ravishing of our nature. So congratulations to me, I haven't been paying taxes for many, many years. I say I don't do that. Unless there is like I have no choice, huh? But I'm really going outside of that. And we have been taught in a society, they have taught us to believe in the rules of society. But when we are waking up, we understand these rules are harmful. They are not good for us, right? And do I really want to continue supporting something harmful if I have a choice, right? Because we believe there is no choice. And then I've been looking at that, wow, how can we solve that? And I think I have found a solution for the first step, which can change everything. And it means that, so for example, when we work in the society, and a huge portion of that goes to the dysfunctional society, huh? Then it limits our creativity, because that money could have been used to something more in alignment with what you want to create, right? If you want to buy land, if you want to have a house, how is it that you buy a house and then you're in debt the rest of your life? And you're paying from a loan that is not even their money, right? So there is things that if we have a choice, why not take that? Why not grab that choice that offers you an opportunity to direct that money towards something good on the planet? And it looks like it looks very close to being there now. And the first thing is then, in a holistic community, we need to direct resources that we raise in our life towards us, not anywhere else, right? So there is a form now that I discovered that there is a possibility to set up a trust. And I'm looking at setting up a nation, because you can create a nation. It's called micronation, right? And behold, when I was on my way here, I was sitting with my partner, Amrita. She is the closest to my life, and she's also on board, and she's like a super consciousness, downloading information. So we were thinking, because we've been thinking of a name for the new nation, right? What is the name? What is the name? And we've been browsing our spiritual connections, and suddenly when we were in the car, the name came, huh? What about Gaia Nation? She said. Gaia Nation. All right, I said, that sounds good. Let's check it out. And I went to internet and checked the domain, huh? Because you need the domain if you're going to do it. And behold, GaiaNation.org was free. Yay! So a nation is basically a statement of, we can say it's a structure holding a community together. And a nation is only run and expressed from the consciousness it holds, right? So if we live in a nation and participate in a nation that holds a very low consciousness, like war, for example, how can we go to war shooting someone? It's not logical, it's not heartfelt, right? Imagine that we are in a family and we would start to shoot on each other if we would get upset. There wouldn't be much people left. Right? So that kind of consciousness is very low. And if we wanna go higher, we need to move ourselves in a place where consciousness is supported. Right? So why we are sitting here? Because we are looking for consciousness, and we're looking for friends that are in the same alignment with a higher paradigm. So this means that the solution now that I'm looking at is that you can actually work in your own country, but you move out of your country. You move out of your jurisdiction, not your country, right? You can still be in England or Sweden, or this is what we're looking at. And you can have your own company, and you can earn money in the company, but there will be no profit, because all profit will go to the new nation. And that nation will offer you that profit in return, minus a compensation, we can say, like support to the new nation, right? So if every one of us start to move our money out of this jurisdiction into the right jurisdiction, suddenly you will get much more money left over to you, and you will support a new movement that will be able to buy land, to set up a new society, right? Because this is what I discovered. Like I was holding a speech on Voice of the North, huh? Which is so beautiful, and a lot of people was coming to me and saying, "Yeah, let's do it," and then the structure is not in place. And what I discover is that everyone that wants to help on their spare time for free, there is not so much opportunity to move, huh? Because we all need to go to work and do our thing to earn the money. And if we cannot get paid for what we do, we cannot pay our bills to the store. I actually went to the store one day and I had loaded my what do you say? Basket, thank you. I'm from Sweden. I had loaded my basket, right? And then I looked the cashier in the eye. Can I have this for free? I would love that. And she looked at me like, are you crazy? Okay, I understand. I have to pay. And I paid, huh? Right? And this is how it is. It's agreement. And these agreements continue keeping us in the loop. All right? So if we have our own inflow of money in this new nation, that is Gaia nation, which is a global nation of consciousness moving out to move in, right? Then there will be so much money, incredible amount of money. And as I said, I believe I have that solution. I'm still investigating, but I have very good hints already that it could work. So when we have that inflow, we don't need to ask for donations, we don't need to crowdfund, we need to simply direct our own life force and our own creative energy to the right jurisdiction. Isn't that amazing if we could do that? It will be, huh? So suddenly we move into a nation where there are people in this governing body, right? Because we want to create councils. I call it councils. Councils is expertise. So for example, yesterday we had Mark here, huh? He was talking about sacred geometry. And imagine just to build a home that is in alignment with sacred geometry and arrange the land in order of the natural flow of things. And have sacred water. Because in this land I can see we have the mineral pools, right? Where you can swim in. And these pools are blessed with sacred geometry. The water is cared for. We have things that makes it always alive and blessed, right? So let's start from the beginning here. We have all the resources we need. Now we want to get land, huh? And I'm thinking, let's buy land so we can have our own society, right? At least 5,000 people in the first society. I call it the first cell, huh? Right? So we buy thousands of acres and maybe more, 10,000, let's say 10,000 acres. It's our first little nation on this planet, right? And who is moving into that community is the next question. And then we again talk about consciousness. It means that in this new community, we need to have a certain amount of consciousness. We cannot move the muddy consciousness in there because it's going to be muddy. Right? If we put muddy water, we need to cleanse it, right? We need to make it alive and beautiful. So we are going to base this new community on something that I called sanity and respect, right? So it's also called common law. Common law is, I mean, if you look at the fictional legal system, it's this big book, and then we can put a book on top of that, and we put a book on top of that, huh? And legal fiction is about control. Common law is about respect for yourself, relationship to the divine within yourself. respect for others. And there is a saying, do to others what you want them to do to you. Huh? Where did we hear that somewhere? So, common law will guide these communities. So, every community needs to have a structure. It needs to have something that directs the flow in the community. Otherwise we have chaos, there is no order. Order, what is order? It's harmony. We're talking about harmony, balance and harmony. Imagine, we don't even need to imagine that. It's not necessary. Now you wonder what. Right. So, common law is that you have the right to live your own life, not given to you by a government. It's given to you by divine law. The thing is, you need to claim it. If you don't claim your own right, then you give it away. So if we think that a government will make our life happy, then we are in effect of that government, right? Each one of us have to create a responsibility to make ourselves happy and content. That's our first relationship. So sometimes in my gatherings, when I have plant medicine gatherings also, ayahuasca. Sometimes I talk there that we need to fill our cup first. We are the first relation, and we need to fill ourselves with love. And when that cup is so full, so it overflows, love will go to all relations. Huh? And in the shamanic approach, we make a prayer. May this beauty be shared to everyone for all my relations. Right? So it means that I always include that what I do affect other relations. And these relations, if they are treated well, they will pass that on. It's like a wave that goes. Huh? So common law is the first foundation, we can say pillar in a holistic community. We know what we can do, but we know also what we cannot do. Freedom is coming from responsibility. Able to respond, huh? Able, responsibility. And this is a very good knowing that the more responsibility we take on, the more freedom we give ourselves. The less responsibility, we will be in effect of everything, right? So now, you know, wow, if I move in here, I know I cannot play stereo for the whole community, right? And if I do, and don't listen, and I continue to disrupt the community, I will simply be asked to move out. It's so simple. No punishment, nothing. Simply move out because you're not honoring sacred law, right? Common law. So, okay. We have the land, and now we're going to build upon the land. We have the guidance system, right? We have the money. We have, I don't know how much money we have, but we have all what we need, okay? Which is wonderful. It's wonderful because we don't have what we need as light workers. We always have to bargain a little bit, because there is not in the system to support light workers. We need to find support in our little communities, right? So now we have all what we need, and we ask ourselves, wow, what do we want to do now? Right? So we get this land, this big land, and in this infrastructure we would like to have everything a society needs to thrive, which is about the title here, huh? What can we do to thrive? So we have the educational platform, we have the growing of food, we have the guidance system in form of different councils, we have the houses we live in, we have creative places. So in this system, when you wake up, you are asked, what do you want to do, right? What is your passion? That's the main thing for your expression in this community. So in our society, it's often that you may be an amazing camera shooter, but you are told to go and clean instead, because that's the offer you get, huh? So in this community, you are asked, what do you love to do? What would you like to do if you could do whatever you wanted to? Is that just to sit down and do nothing? Hello? No. So a painter, would he say, I'm not going to paint if I don't get paid? An artist, I'm not going to sing if no one pays me, right? But in this community, you will get paid to do whatever you love to do. So someone who loves to do food should be in the kitchen. Someone who loves to care about children should care about the children. Growing food. So we will have also, I said we have education, we have other things. We will have businesses. So we will have the best businesses in the world because they are free to create as they want to, right? So when we grow food, we grow the best food that this planet has seen. How can we do that? We use all the available technology, huh? So there is, for example, simple things we can do with the water to enhance the quality of the water. Then the plants, for example, if you put water through a vortex, it gets energized. If you have a magnet, it gets softened. If you have symbology, it receives the symbols. So that water, when it comes to the plants grow much, much bigger. Then we have electroculture, for example. So simple, but so profound. We don't need fertilizers. We put a stick in the land. We put a copper wire that goes down into the earth, from here pointing up. It's called electroculture. So it guides now energy into the earth, and the plants grow 100% bigger, or 200%, or 300%. Compare, and then combine with the water and love, right? We don't put any toxins on our plants. That food is going to grow like crazy, and it's going to be cared for. And we will grow food all year around in our own barns. And we will have free energy. We will not have solar, we will not have wind, we will have magnetic energy, or other kind of Tesla energy, for example. And this is a little scary because I can feel even in my heart that it's a little scary. Why is it that, do you think? Because there is such a monopoly on energy today, huh? And most people who come up with solutions are killed. So, but I don't feel for having muddy energy, you know. Solar panels are really bad for us. After a few years, they start to go bad. And then recycling them is almost impossible. We're going to see all these wind towers that blow sometimes. Everything is orchestrated for us to not have enough, right? If we have enough, what happens? We can relax. And we can do whatever we want to do, right? So, is it getting close? Only 10 minutes left. Wow, I have to super speed. So, in these 10 minutes, I want to envision for you a vision, right? Because only through holding that vision within yourself, may it be possible for you to move forward, right? So you can close your eyes, and I'm going to give you a description on how it can be to live there. Take a deep breath, put your back into order, feel good. So, we're moving a few years into the future. We know that the creation is coming from within. And the first law is that all creation comes from within. And whatever I hold as a truth, I will manifest. Now imagine that you can manifest the most beautiful holistic community in the world. So it's like you're floating up in yourself a few years into the future. Let's say 4 years maybe. And you know that each step that you took along these 4 years made a difference because it brought you closer to this realization. So suddenly you float up and you go higher and higher up in the sky. You start to see the clouds. You pass through the clouds and there is like a blue sky and the sun is there. It greets you with immense warmth and happiness and joy. And you know, this is your creation. This is who you are. You are that free spirit. And then you start to look out and you see the vastness of space. And you know that your community is there somewhere. And you start to descend again, to fall through the clouds, down towards earth. And you see the vastness, and you see the forest and the land. And suddenly you start to see a dome, a big dome somewhere. And you get closer and closer to that dome. And the closer you get, you start to see buildings, lakes, pools, trees, fields, plants. And you actually land right in the center of this community. And you put down your feet, and if you have shoes, you just throw them away, because here you can walk barefoot. And you start feeling the earth walking barefoot through this community. You look around and you see people Wow, they look relaxed, they are happy here. It's like a creative consciousness full of inspiration and love, and you see people hugging each other, you see people sitting there and they talk to each other, and you look around and you see a lot of things happening. Oh, you decide to walk in the big building there, and you walk in and you see restaurants. Oh wow, the food they grow there, they serve there is from their own land, all organic, all happy food. And the food they make is artistic. So you look down at your plate there and you see like art. And you say, I don't want to touch this, it's so amazing. But you desire the food and you want to eat it and you feel it and touch it. Wow, and you feel how it nourishes you. Live music is playing, good soft music, and with a choir that sings like angels. And you decide to walk on. Oh, wow, here they do yoga. Oh, I want to participate, and you move in there, doing yoga. You move forward. Oh, there is a pool. You go in and swim. One is hot water, mineral pool. One is cold water, and you go in between and you feel life force coming your way. Oh, you walk on and you go and sit down somewhere, and this is the area where people can come and talk to you. So you sit down and a new face is coming and you talk to each other. Wow, so much to discover about each other. And you walk on. And you walk to another place, and this place is just to sit and meditate, and you know here you can be on your own. You sit there and you feel everything nicely relaxed. Oh, you walk on. Oh, now it's time to do your passion. What do you love to do? See yourself go and really express. And you're supported if you're a painter. There is a painting studio with a lot of people also painting and sharing space. If you grow food, you go to the land and grow the most incredible food. If you educate people, you go and educate them. And this education is about awareness, joy, abundance. You go out in nature, do a shamanic ceremony. In this land, 85% of the land is dedicated to the wildness. So you walk into the wild forest, the old trees. They love you because they know they are protected. And you touch a tree and you feel the earth and you feel the sky through its branches. This is where you belong, and you know you are grounded and your body is healthy and strong. And in the faint distance you hear drums. A shamanic ceremony is going on. Ceremonies are going on in many places. And you walk and you sit down and listen to the drums, and the fire is burning. This is also where you belong, in Mother Earth's embrace. This is where you belong. This is where you can feel at home. And you think for yourself, what more can I ask? Wow, is there anything? Oh yeah, let's meditate together, and everyone sits and breathe and feel their inner source, and you connect to the divine source within yourself, that is God and Goddess. And you feel the embrace of consciousness of the divine flow within your being. This is where you belong. This is the creation we do together. This is life. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas and Happy New Life. That's what we are saying. So, if you wanna know more of what's gonna go on, I'm going to put up an email now in the new nation. So it will be Thor, huh? Thor. You can think about the goddess Thor, not the wild one. It's more, Thor is with the elements. He works with the elements, the 4 elements, plus the 5th. Huh? And thorgayanation.org. There you can write to me, huh? Okay, thank you so much. I hope that was enlightening. Thank you.